reputation of success, a reputation for taste, and a reputation for quality following the science. Folks, it's a one-time-a-year deal that we do, a today's special on Andrew Lessman's Secure Meal Replacement. 63 calories, lowest calorie meal replacement, certainly the most nutritious and delicious, vitamins and minerals, the things that our body seeks and needs and craves, and the success that comes in tow with something that tastes so good that you want to keep on doing it. If that is your New Year's resolution, to become maybe a little leaner, to lose some weight, to look to be a little healthier, this is your opportunity tonight to jump on in. We have great flavors. We're going to share with you the gorgeous chocolate, vanilla, coffee, my favorite, the pina colada. We're going to tell you and share with you the amazing success story of over 3,200 five-star reviews. That's 3,200 five-star reviews. The biggest value we've ever been able to offer. It comes in a 20 meal, 60, 100, 200, 300, or 400 meals. There's a few things I want you to know. As we go through this tonight, if you choose the 200 or 300 meal kit, you're gonna be able to mix and match which flavors you want. You might do 100 vanilla, you might do 100 of the coffee. If you choose the 400 meal kit, which in early sales has been our most popular, the 400 meal kit gives you 100 of each flavor. Now I like that because I'm not good at making decisions. I like to try them all. So the 400 meal kit would normally be $512.44. Our price is $229.90. You're thinking of this and it's well under $1 per meal, as you can see there. Well under when you get to the larger sizes.
50 cents a meal.
Indeed, for the 400 meal kit it is. You're saving $282 and change. To see how that breaks down, because we're gonna send you away some extras. You get to try Andrew's Choco Nouveau, the world's greatest sweetener as well, no calorie. The value is through the roof. But Andrew, we have to start at the beginning. And that is, this was a journey for you. Creating a meal replacement was high on your list. And originally you created one that was, in terms of following the science, it was the gold standard. But the taste just didn't make it. It wasn't there, right?
Oh, no, it was a humbling or embarrassing process. Well, because initially I approached making a meal replacement the way I approach making a dietary supplement. And of course, when I make my vitamins, we put the vitamins in a capsule. They're 100% pure, so there's no flavor experience. In fact, what makes my vitamins so unique is that there is no flavor experience. They go down quickly, easily. They will never upset your stomach. But with a meal replacement, when I accomplished that, when I got the best protein, the best vitamins, the best minerals, all of the best components, and I put them together, made sure it was super soluble, but then I didn't focus on flavor. I quickly realized that even though I created what you want to call it, technically, scientifically, the best meal replacement, it got the worst reviews imaginable. It was averaging about 2 stars. And what I quickly realized, it was a bit humbling, that the most important aspect of something we eat, look at the unhealthy diet so many of us eat, and so many foods that I love are not healthy, but they're delicious, and I love them. What I realized that in order for a meal replacement to work, to replace a meal, to be something that we enjoy indulging in so it helps us with weight loss, I had to invest more time, more energy in flavor than even in the science of creating the product in the first place. So that was an educational process for me. I read some rather direct reviews, rather unpleasant commentary and letters telling me how awful and bad tasting my meal replacements were. And what I did, I figured if I'm going to improve on that and I'm going to make a meal replacement that everyone's going to love, I'm just going to go to the experts. So what did I do? I wasn't proud. Can I mention names? I went to I looked at all the shakes from McDonald's to Burger King to Starbucks. I went everywhere. I checked out all the delicious shakes everywhere because I figured these guys, all they were doing, they only cared about taste. So if I could make a product that emulated their taste, and they had all the best flavor chemists, I'm sure, and scientists doing it, then I could make a meal replacement that's successful. So don't think that I'm the originator of these flavors. Yes, chocolate, vanilla, coffee, pina colada, we know that these are popular flavors. But I went to the folks that had the most popular versions of those flavors, and then my goal was to simply copy them. and I'm not proud. That was my goal. The difference is that mine is not going to be full of sugar or fat, and mine is going to be rich in vitamins and minerals, and mine is going to contain the single best protein you could consume for weight loss and weight management. So it was an interesting journey for me. It's been almost 40 years, and I went from having a meal replacement I had to apologize about. I had to say, well, technically and scientifically, it's the best. I know it tastes terrible, but technically and scientifically, it's the best. And I used to tell people, why don't you get some like chocolate syrup or some chocolate powder and mix it in? Or I would tell them to mix other things in to make up for it. But that's an incomplete product. So now our meal replacement is, and I have to, sort of apologize for this. Everyone thinks, why is he making a sloppy product? Because the vanilla is 63 calories. The pina colada is 65 calories, the chocolate is 67 calories, and the coffee is 69 calories. For someone who's normally very precise, why are they all different calories? That seems like an error, like a mistake. And the reason why, because we put no additives in, and we just put the flavor in that each one needs, and because flavor is really the major component to all of these, it changes the caloric content. So the caloric content of each one is unique because each one is its own flavor components, and the flavor components are so rich. And I have some reviews here that I'll read that it truly, I'm proud of the product because it was such a significant undertaking for us to transform a product that was terribly reviewed, horribly reviewed, to do the math, to take a product from 2 stars average to whatever it is now, I think 4.2 or 4.3 stars, is incredible. And it's a testament to the accomplishment we have here that thanks to our friends at those wonderful other companies that make those delicious unhealthy shakes, we can now make a delicious healthy shake, and that's exactly what we've done.
I want you to know that the bottom line through all of that journey is that these taste beyond words. It's not a chore going to drink this meal replacement. You're going to look forward to it. I mean, I've just made myself a pina colada, which is heavenly. It makes you feel like you're on vacation. But the taste is king, and you will love this. A lot of meal replacements have a weird aftertaste. They just don't taste great. These are phenomenal. So the taste is there, the flavor's there. Andrew, you followed the science to give us such a complete meal replacement. Obviously, you talk about how low calorie it is, none of the bad stuff that you see typically in a lot of these meal replacements. Many meal replacements are extremely expensive, but don't give you anywhere near the benefits that yours does.
Well, first of all, you look at the vitamin mineral content, and we use the same vitamins and nutrients that we use in our multivitamins, so we cut no corners. And when you, especially now, this last year has on, I could spend 2 hours talking about all the challenges of this year, and everyone's world is unique to themselves, but all of the normal challenges we deal with in life just were exponentially more difficult because of what was going on in the background this year. And one of those things going on, I know that everyone is talking about how this year they were less active, they spent less time outdoors, they couldn't go to the gym, and just even in general, their motivation, their inspiration to exercise, their motivation and inspiration to manage what they eat, and it wasn't easy to get fresh foods or eating a lot of packaged things. So unfortunately, we've all gained a lot of weight. Our body composition hasn't changed positively. And I know from my friends, they were excited to see that we were doing Secure, which we always do in January, but more now than ever. And again, when we talk about all the economic challenges that also have invaded our life in the last year, that to have a meal replacement that isn't $5 or $3 or even more expensive, that in the large size is a little over 50 cents. If you think about the other components, you get the Choco Nuvo and the Sucrese, it's about 30 cents a meal in the 300 or 400, a little over 30 cents a meal. Even the Try Me is less than $1 a meal. And again, when you look at the vitamin mineral content, I have some charts here, it's an opportunity to make a huge difference in our vitamin and mineral intake. Unless you're taking a great multivitamin like my own, this meal replacement is probably going to be among the best vitamin mineral sources you will ever get, and probably the richest meal you have during the day. And again, it's so low in calories, you could even use it to replace a snack also, because it's so low in calories, you can do what I do at home. I add things like, certainly with the vanilla, I add frozen raspberries or blueberries. With the chocolate or coffee, I'll add a tablespoon of almond butter or pecan butter, walnut butter. Salivating now. I'm gonna have to mix one up here myself. But there is no meal replacement in the world like it. There's no meal replacement that's as well reviewed. And if you think meal replacements are my recommended way to lose weight, you need to watch for a little while, because I'm going to read some scientific charts. And I probably have at least 25 or 30 quotes here from all of the most esteemed medical journals, nutrition journals, scientific journals, saying that meal replacements are the most well-established, the most scientifically proven way to lose weight, that they function better than a supervised weight loss plan where you have someone coaching you through the weight loss plan, that meal replacements work. And the best protein for meal replacements to work in terms of weight loss, if your goal is weight loss or weight management, the best protein for that purpose is soy protein. And that's what we deliver here. It's not animal protein, it's soy protein. So you will not find, and of course it's non-GMO. I would never use GMO soy protein or any soy. I wouldn't use GMO any ingredient in any of my products. So again, if you want the best tasting, the lowest calorie, the most effective meal replacement, the most affordable meal replacement, then you look no further than Secure. And it's a fraction of the price it was 30 plus years ago. And it's better tasting, it's more nutritious, and it's super soluble. I'll probably mix them up here if you want, just to give a sense. I've got, and it's interesting, this little table that these are sitting on, this is a little table that my mom gave me that when I was a child, when I was whatever 4 or 5 years old, and I'd sit in front of the TV and have my milk and cookies, I used to do it on this little table.
Oh my God.
So we're now mixing. And what I'm going to do here is just to show you how soluble it is. I'm going to mix not 1 scoop, which is a normal meal. I mixed 3 heaping scoops, which is probably about 4 scoops. And instead of using 6 or 8 ounces, I'm just going to use probably about 4 ounces.
Wow.
So, and that will give you a sense of how incredibly soluble this is. And I want you to know that even without a blender, you can mix this. So normally you put 1 scoop in 6, 8, 10, 12 ounces. It's rich in flavor. But I put 1 scoop in about 4 ounces of water. And it's so rich and delicious. It's incredible. But it's super soluble. All the components are selected to be soluble. It's just so much flavor. And of course, at home, you shouldn't have 4 meals in one setting like this. And again, it's only with 4 meals even, it's only a little over 200 calories. But it's designed to be super soluble. It is incredibly rich in flavor. I could open up any one of these, and if I were blindfolded, and even if it was, say, 6 feet away from me, it was socially distanced, I could tell you exactly what it was. I could tell if it was coffee or chocolate. It wouldn't have to be right under my nose. It could be, that's how rich the flavor is. And again, it's not me making up what is the best way to support your weight loss goals. It's what the science says. And I'll grab some of the charts. I'm going to have another drink of this. I'll grab some of the charts and I'll go over some of the science.
I'll tell you, folks, if you were here and you could try this chocolate, you wouldn't leave without it. When Andrew says it's like the drive-thru, I feel like I've just been to the drive-thru and ordered a chocolate shake. Again, no weird aftertaste, no chalkiness to it. It's gorgeous, which is why so many people see such success on Secure. Because the problem with so many diets and so many meal replacements is we set out with the best of intentions. We know that with a meal replacement, chances are we're gonna lose weight. I'm gonna lose it quickly and easily and simply. The problem is we fall off the wagon because we don't enjoy it too much, and we kind of, we get through it 2, 3, 4, 5 days, but a week and a half in, and we're out of luck. We don't like it, so we give up. The reason why Andrew's is the most popular weight loss product that HSN has ever featured is because people stick to it, because we love the flavor. That's why half this presentation is dedicated to, you know, how taste is king and how Andrew got to this particular amazing formula, this recipe, because the flavor is all important. All right, I need to go through pricing because we're extremely busy. It is that new year. I know a lot of us have put on a little bit of weight through the COVID craziness that we've been through, but I want you to really see this. This is the best meal replacement that money can buy. Scientifically proven, shown with all the incredible research that goes into it. This is what you would normally spend down this column, okay? Most people are going for the 300 and the 400. If you go for 300 or 400, you're obviously going to save a monster-sized amount of money. The 400, you're looking at basically 50 cents a meal, which is unheard of. If you get the 400 meal kit, you get 100 of each flavor. So you don't need to make a choice. It gives you 100 of each flavor. I'm happy about that because I think you'll love all the flavors. If you do the 300 or the 200, you can mix and match. You might do 100 vanilla, 100 pina colada. Also, if you go for those larger sizes, let's say the 300 or the 400, you get $10 off additional purchases. And I do want to let you know that with everybody ordering on all of the larger sizes, you're going to get a wonderful amount of Choco Nouveau and Sucrese, the world's greatest zero-calorie sweetener. This is actually what you receive if you go for that largest size. So there's a whole lot that you're getting in this meal kit. Free shipping, we send it to you. Remember, if you open this up and you make yourself one meal replacement and you don't love the flavor, you call us up and you tell us you want to send it back and you get a refund of the purchase price. So you've got nothing to lose but the weight. And Andrew, you know, because I know you've read certainly an extraordinary number of reviews, when weight is an issue, it creates a really hard to fill void in our lives because it's hard to feel best about yourself. And so many of us feel let down because diets that we've tried over the years simply haven't worked for us. So it's a big issue.
And for me, when I talk about weight or weight loss, I really don't look at it from the standpoint of vanity. I just look at it from the standpoint of health.
Yes.
That whether it's managing our blood sugar or managing our blood pressure, as we lose weight, it becomes easier to do, more efficient. Our vitamin D levels benefit when we lose weight. You just tossed to me when I had just mixed myself a chocolate. I mean, the flavor of these, it's worth getting home. You can choose any size just to understand how different these are. When I'll read some reviews in a little while, one of the most common reviews is that folks chose not to try it because they just didn't believe it was different, that most meal replacements taste like cardboard. Mine originally did. But I learned, because unlike most companies, I actually pay attention to your feedback. The reason why I don't have any products that aren't a customer pick is because if my products aren't a customer pick, I go back to the drawing board. If you're telling me I'm not making a good product, I go back to the drawing board until it is a good product. And our meal replacement, as I said, we simply emulated, we copied the best tasting shakes that you'll find in the market. If you went to your favorite fast food place and found your favorite vanilla or coffee or chocolate shake, that's exactly what we've done with our flavors. But what I was going to do is just read a quick summary chart that goes over the product, its specific features. I'm going to take a sip first of this. Wow, the chocolate's amazing. It tastes like a melted chocolate ice cream.
Yep.
But so only 63 to 69 calories, as I said before. The caloric difference is because we invest so much in flavor that each flavor component defines the final calories. So it mixes quickly and easily. You will not find a meal replacement more soluble anywhere in the world. Rich, delicious, and filling. You will not find a better tasting or more satisfying meal replacement because no one else invests in flavor the way we do. 7 grams of non-GMO soy protein. The most efficient and effective protein for weight loss and weight management. The science says so. Low in sodium, low in fat, 0 grams trans fat, 0 grams saturated fat, 0 grams cholesterol. It's it's dairy-free, it's non-GMO, it's gluten-free, less than 8 grams of carbohydrate, less than 30 carbohydrate calories, 21 essential vitamins and minerals, 70% of the RDA of vitamin C, 500% of the RDA of vitamin B12 in our special form of B12, 500% of the RDA of biotin. That's more than the typical multivitamin. 40 to 100% of the RDA of B vitamins, 70% of the RDA of vitamin E, 25% of the RDA of magnesium, and 15% of calcium. So it really functions like a mini multivitamin. And now to get to serious medical journals, scientific journals, and their discussion of meal replacements. So this is, whether you get mine or anyone else's, if your goal is trying to figure out how to gain control over your food intake, your body composition, your body weight, meal replacement really is the key to the kingdom, the keys to the kingdom. So meal replacement shakes have been studied extensively for both medical and public health efforts to combat obesity. Meal replacement shakes represent an important strategy in combating the worldwide epidemic of obesity due to their simplicity and convenience. Meal replacement simplifies the weight loss regimens by replacing 1 or 2 meals a day with a product of defined nutrient and caloric content. And again, you won't find a meal replacement that's more delicious, that's more affordable. Annals of Nutrition and Metabolism. Recent studies have shown that meal replacement regimens are safe and are associated with greater weight loss than individual diet plans. It has been suggested that diets containing soy protein may further accelerate weight loss, and that's exactly what we do here. Results of previous research, as well as that of others demonstrate the safety and efficacy of meal replacements for weight loss and weight maintenance among overweight and obese individuals. Evidence has shown that dietary interventions utilizing meal replacements results in greater weight loss and better compliance, meaning they're used more consistently, are more likely to ensure adequate intake of essential nutrients. Mine absolutely assures you get the nutrients you need, and demonstrate higher satisfaction and lower dropout rates compared to other diets. So again, it's not me that emphasizes the unique benefits of a meal replacement. It's the science. Thus, several lines of evidence suggest that hypocaloric, reduced calorie, meal replacement diet plans, and ours is the lowest calorie meal replacement you'll find, may be an effective strategy for fostering weight loss, ensuring compliance, and improving health outcomes in today's obesogenic environment. The word obesogenic means an environment that creates obesity. Like in the Bible, Genesis, obesogenic creates obesity. Increasingly, meal replacement diet plans have been demonstrated to provide safe, effective, sustainable weight loss, and have also been shown to yield significant improvements in health outcomes. So not only help you lose weight, but also help support improvements in health. Obesity research. Providing a structured meal plan with liquid meal replacements is an effective treatment for obese subjects. Long-term maintenance of weight loss with meal replacements improves biomarkers of disease risk. Biomarkers are things like blood pressure level, blood cholesterol level, blood sugar level. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. These findings support the hypothesis that defined meal replacements can be used for successful long-term weight control and improvements in certain biomarkers of disease risk. From the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition, this study demonstrates that meal replacements are a viable strategy for weight reduction in diabetic patients, resulting in beneficial changes in measures of glycemic control. The Journal of Nutrition. In most studies, meal replacements resulted in a greater weight loss than conventional diets, even when professional nutritional support was incorporated into the program. Wow. So a meal replacement on its own is better. The effectiveness of the meal replacement program by a measure of nutritional adequacy thus is as sound, if not somewhat nutritionally protective, compared with the conventional weight loss program. I have more charts, but suffice to say, a meal replacement, it's not my solution for obesity or overweight or managing our weight. It is science's best solution. And if you think about why, every time we eat, we kind of get in harm's way. We could kind of make a mistake. We could kind of have issues. But with a meal replacement, it's a prescribed meal. Ours is delicious, so it's satisfying, but it's low in calories, gives you the vitamins and minerals you need. And the calories, that difference in calories between the meal or snack you're going to eat and the low calories in the meal replacement, that is your weight loss. And if you read the reviews on this product, not only do people love it because it's delicious, but they love it because it works in supporting their weight loss goals.
It's the results, and many of the reviews will have you in tears because they're emotional, they're excited, but they're happy overall that they tried something and they took a chance on something that worked for them. So many of us buy so many of Andrew's products, vitamins and supplements, but whenever we do secure meal replacement, we welcome in so many new customers as well. And if you're just joining us, you know, whether it's Andrew's Omega product or Essential One or a secure meal replacement, everything Andrew does follows the science to the nth degree. It's the best it can be. It is the gold, the platinum standard. Obviously, we've talked about flavor because that's so important. That's why we're so confident of the results, because this is not a hindrance or a chore. It's not something that you begrudgingly do. It's something that you'll look forward to doing. Whether it's losing a number of pounds or whether it's just maintaining weight, this will help you on your journey. Andrew talks about overall health, because if we can get down to our ideal weight, it is, of course, beneficial for our overall health. So we'd love you to jump on in. We know you're gonna love it. We're excited to do it. It happens once a year. It's the best value of 2021. Let's make this year the year we turn things around. Heavens above, anything is better than 2020, but nearly 7,000 people are saying, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. I have spent so much money over the years buying products that have not worked for me, that promised me the world and did not deliver. I'm gonna follow the science with Andrew. I'm gonna give this a go. 20 meals, 60, 100, 200, 300, or 400. If you go for these, you can mix and match. So you could do vanilla and chocolate, you could do coffee and pina colada. A lot of people right now are jumping in on the 300 meal kit. Take a look at the price. Normally $400. Today it's $179.90. You're saving $217 and change. We're talking 50, 60 cents a meal. It's unheard of.
That's less than 60 cents a meal.
You can't beat that. I mean, really, you think about what you would spend on a meal as it is.
60 cents. I mean, if you go, I go to juice places and you get a green drink that might be, say, $14, $12, $14. You get those shakes, even at a fast food restaurant, they're a few dollars. Those blended drinks at those coffee places could be $5 or $6. So to think that you're getting the vitamins and minerals that are present in this product, you're getting all that nutrition, you're getting the best source of protein to support your weight loss goals, you're getting an investment in flavor, the likes of which doesn't exist in any other meal replacement product. And it's 50 or 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60.
You know, one of the things that we found is that there's always that skepticism, right? Because so many of us have been let down, or we tried something, we saw some flashy packaging, we bought it and we didn't love it. I know you're gonna feel differently about this. I've been sipping away on my chocolate or the pina colada that I made earlier. We're excited to see so many hundreds of people jumping on in and saying, I'm gonna give this a shot. If you do, when you go for some of the larger sizes, you get a lot of bonuses, including sucrase, the world's greatest natural, no-calorie sweetener, and you're gonna get Choco Nouveau, low-calorie, heart-healthy chocolate. So all of these things are gonna help you create some new, better habits in the whole new year. So Andrew, you know, it's about giving things a shot. I mean, I talk about skepticism because a lot of us in the past, we have been let down by flashy commercials and packaging and everything else.
But I completely understand skepticism, being a little cynical. I tend to be that way sometimes as a consumer. And what's the reviews on this product at hsn.com, these are all verified reviews. These are not some of those other websites where computers generate all these crazy reviews. These are all individuals who share these inspiring reviews about the product. And this is a product, I'm the person who makes the product. It's not made for someone else by me. I'm not a celebrity spokesperson. I'm the guy that started a vitamin company. Every time I say it, it hurts. 41 years ago, back in 1979, I started making vitamins. I started making my meal replacement not long after. As I freely admit earlier, my initial meal replacement was not a huge success because we invested in the science of supporting your weight loss goals, but we didn't invest in the flavor. And now what I've learned is that flavor is perhaps the most important aspect, because flavor makes it satisfying. Flavor makes you look forward to it, enjoy using it. And even me here, I mixed up a couple of them just because having them sit in front of me, I crave the flavor. It's like having your favorite food in front of you. The coffee is delicious. The pina colada tastes like a tropical vacation. It's coconut and basically pineapple. So it's just, and the chocolate is a blend of multiple chocolate flavors that gives it a rich texture and a rich flavor. The vanilla. And again, I start salivating as I talk about them. But it's worth getting them home because meal replacements do work. All the science I was talking about before, they do work. The only way they do work is if you use them. Typical meal replacements are expensive, they're unpleasant, they don't taste good. Mine is incredibly affordable. Even if you had on the 400, if you consider, even if you don't consider the value of the free items, even if you have 2 of them a day, it's barely $1. $1 a day in the 400. Even at 300, it's barely $1. And so you can't buy food or eat meals that are this affordable. And you're not going to find a meal replacement that's as technically as sophisticated as this product is. And what I was going to do, I haven't read any reviews. That I could tell just from the color is the coffee. And,
Indeed.
And the coffee, I won't have the coffee now because the coffee is made with real natural coffee. So it does contain a small amount of caffeine. So it's not something, I'm a little bit caffeine sensitive. It's not something I would have because I'll be going to sleep in about an hour or so. But in the morning, it's amazing. It's not a lot of caffeine. It gives about the amount of coffee that you'd find in a sort of a weak cup of coffee, a small weak cup of coffee, more like a cup of tea. So it gives you a little bit of caffeine, but not too much. But it is from coffee, so be aware. But I was going to read some reviews because I think the reviews speak volumes. I encourage you to go to hsn.com because the reviews are compelling, and there are thousands of them. There are over 3,200 5-star reviews. Great flavor and very satisfying. I've tried many diets and drinks. I was skeptical but wanted something with great nutrition, so I thought I'd give it a try. I love it. I bought vanilla and chocolate. I'm so satisfied, I can't tell you. I've used them for breakfast and as a dessert, especially at night when I tend to nibble. I like it best with milk. It tastes like a milkshake. I sometimes need a crunch for breakfast, so I made the vanilla and poured some into a very small bowl of cereal. I feel great. That's from Emery Chloe in Connecticut. And then blown away. I reluctantly purchased this item during Andrew's April visit. Usually meal replacements taste like cardboard and have no flavor. Many of them require a blender to mix smoothly. Also, some have to be sweetened with fruits or other drinks or sugar. Not this product. My product arrived today. Let me say that I was blown away. We don't, by the way, add the exclamation points or the capital letters. I added 1 scoop and some water. That's all. It tastes fabulous. No blender needed. I may actually be able to reach my weight loss, my weight goals. We'll let you know. So, and again, you don't expect those kinds of reviews for a meal replacement that's 60 plus calories. The best vanilla shake. The taste of this meal replacement shake is phenomenal. There is not a better vanilla on the market that I have tried, and I have tried many. My husband and I are both in our late 60s, and we have it for breakfast every morning. The vanilla shake is more versatile, so we are able to add, that's what I think, fresh or frozen fruits. I add frozen blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, pineapple, banana, Greek yogurt, chia, flax seeds, or some almond butter. I can mix a little unsweetened cocoa powder in when we have a chocolate craving. It satisfies us until lunchtime. Thank you, Andrew. Best tasting meal replacement. I've been using what I thought was the best tasting meal replacement for a while now. However, I take many of Andrew's vitamins, and I didn't realize until recently that he also had a meal replacement. I had a coupon and thought I would try it. I was wrong. I haven't been using the best tasting meal replacement. This is by far the best. It is so creamy and mixes so well with my almond milk. It reminds me of those chocolate milks I loved as a kid. And I'll read some more in a moment, but there are thousands of reviews that continue to express just that. And I'm not surprised because what we did The folks who make those fast food shakes and coffee shop shakes, the only thing they're trying to do is make something that you fall in love with that tastes great. So that was my blueprint. That's what I had to copy. That's what I had to emulate. Still make sure I gave you all the nutrition, the special protein for weight loss, and all the things that will support your weight loss goals. But I knew I had to make it taste just as good as those products, or I failed. Because my meal replacement I originally made over 30 years ago that I didn't invest in flavor was a failure because I didn't invest in flavor. This product supports successful weight loss goals or weight management goals specifically because we invest more now in flavor than we even invest in all the technology of the weight loss of the product.
7,300 people are in, secured and confirmed on the best value of the year, the best pricing of the year, the best pricing that there will be in 2021. A lot of people are buying 2 bags. So let's say you want to buy 2 sets of 300 meals. You can actually take $10 off every additional of the same size. If you want to buy multiples of the 400 count, you can get $10 off that as well. But you have to try it. Remember, you've got our 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't love the flavor, you send it back, but you really should try it. I know we've been through every other diet and we've tried every other thing, but you've not tried this. If you're looking to lose weight or maintain a particular weight, this is something that's going to help you do it. Just like one of our wonderful reviewers left that Andrew read, you know, maybe you're going to have this for breakfast and this will sustain you until lunchtime because the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients that are in there help sustain you, they fulfill you, they satisfy you, and again, such low calorie at around 63 calories, you can't beat that. So we know that so many people are ordering. If you go to hsn.com, you can beat the rush. Pricing, again, the value is huge. Remember, you're looking at 50 or 60 cents a meal on these larger sizes. You compare this to other meal replacements, there is no comparison. For a better meal replacement, one that tastes great, normally you would spend up to $400 on 300 meals, or over $500 on 400 meals.
Which is still a bargain, a little over $1 a meal. It's still a bargain.
No question about it. And that's every other day of the week. This is today. If you order it today, massive savings, which is why so many people are excited and curious and intrigued to try it. So I would encourage you to give this a go. We even put them on 4 FlexPay if you go for those larger sizes. The results, the reviews, I mean, it says 3,200 5-star reviews. We're proud to show that off because it shows you the number of people that want to boast about this and brag about this and share the story and the message about this. If you've been trying to lose weight and nothing has worked for you, you have to try this. This isn't a new story. Andrew, I know we talk about the original version that was scientifically perfect but not great taste. But if you take the whole journey, this is not the new kid on the block. This is a tried and true proven winner.
Well, we've had decades of experience. Our initial product wasn't a huge success, and we went back to the drawing board, and we've continued to improve the product. We've continued to improve the flavors. The flavors we constantly make them better because my goal is continuing this to be the best meal replacement in the world. If you judge it by basically any criterion, if you look at the fact that it's the lowest in calories, so it makes it the most flexible, and how low it is in calories determines basically your weight loss opportunity. There's nothing close to it in terms of flavor. You could read the reviews to confirm that. When you look at the vitamin mineral nutrition, there's nothing more comprehensive in terms of the nutrition and the nutrients it provides. When you look at ease of mixing, nothing comes closer, nothing's more soluble. It's super soluble. As I showed before, I took 4 meal replacements and blended it in 4 ounces of water. So no other meal replacement would be able to do that, least of all with all of the protein it contains. And then if you really look at perhaps what for many of us is the most important attribute of all, cost, because if the best meal replacement in the world is going to cost you $5 a meal, and there are meal replacements that cost that much, that's going to be prohibitive for most budgets. So this is the best tasting. It is the lowest in calories. It is the most soluble, easy to blend, easy to mix, most nutritious, and it also is the most affordable. So, it might sound like I'm bragging when I say this, but it really is
Well, the success really is there for you to grab because we know the science is there for you as well. We talk about it being tried and true. There are so many gimmicks and fads that we see over the years. This is something we have such confidence in. The flavors we have are gonna be chocolate, vanilla, coffee, or pina colada. I do love this. I challenge anybody to take a sip of the pina colada and not love it. I tell you, whenever I have it, I throw some ice in there and you just feel like you are on a tropical vacation. You can talk about the coffee that I made, which I can still smell the amazing coffee aroma. Throw again some ice cubes in there like an iced coffee, you'll go crazy for it. The chocolate is like a melted chocolate ice cream, and the vanilla is so versatile. That flavor of the vanilla is so genuine, real, and pure. No chalky aftertaste, no bad aftertaste. But Andrew, I was just referring to so many, and you've been witness to these over the years. We all seemingly get captivated by the gimmicks and the fads that are out there. There's always somebody coming up with a new way to lose weight, right?
Well, there might be, Every year there's going to be hundreds or thousands of new gimmicks or fads. Oftentimes the government, the Federal Trade Commission or FDA has to step in on these things. There are all sorts of crazy ingredients that folks like, even folks like Dr. Oz on television has all these crazy ingredients, whether it's red raspberry ketone or coffee bean extract that's going to supposedly magically help you lose weight. But there is no magic to weight loss. Unfortunately, there isn't even any magic to weight gain. We were designed to gain weight. I often have to explain this to people when they feel bad about gaining weight, that we were designed to gain weight. Our ancestors lived in a world of scarcity. So there wasn't an abundance of food or calories, a world of scarcity. So what would be the best design for us to survive in a world of scarcity? We would be extremely efficient.
And it's true, that's the way we were designed, right? Whereas today we have the opportunity to really take control of that. We don't live in that world anymore. But for so many of us, we are challenged. We find it hard to stick to something that's good. And this allows us to get there. It allows us to have best chance, best shot, because we love it, we enjoy it. It is delicious. If there's one message you take away from this, please know, is that there's no hardship here. You're gonna drink your way to success, losing those pounds, but you'll enjoy every sip of flavor. When you order tonight, especially the larger sizes, Andrew's sending you as well an extraordinary number of sucrase, which is the world's greatest no-calorie sweetener, and you're gonna get Choco Nouveau, low-calorie gourmet chocolate, which is heart healthy, helps to lower your cholesterol. So I'm excited for you to try that, and they're gonna come along with it with the larger sizes. If you're buying the 300 count or the 400 count, you can take $10 off every additional purchase as well. It's not that secure meal replacement isn't available through the year, but Andrew, if we order it today, it's just really the most savings, a significant discount.
Oh, it's a huge discount if we order today. And of course, normally the largest size we have is 100. So today we have a 200, we have a 300, we have a 400. So we have all those different options. And with the 200 and 300, you can get all one flavor, or you can get any configuration of flavors. With the 400, it comes with one of each. So if you got the 400, you get vanilla, chocolate, coffee, and pina colada. And I just mixed myself a pina colada. It truly tastes like a pina colada. It smells and tastes that. You get that incredible. And what I did there, that was 3 scoops and probably I'd say that's about 7 or 8 ounces of water. And and all it takes is a matter of seconds to mix it. I don't need a blender, and it's completely in solution. So it is the most soluble. And as I was saying before, unfortunately, sorry that technology, it's been so consistent for the last year. We've been able to do these shows, but tonight a little bit of a challenge. But all of these, and I just know how good they taste. So when I start talking about them and I smell them, I start salivating. But the chocolate, the vanilla, the coffee, the pina colada, we don't have a dozen flavors because I only will make a flavor if it's amazing. Mm-hmm. And these 4 flavors are all amazing. And if you read the reviews, I have more reviews I could go over here. It's just the only way a meal replacement can help you lose weight. And what I was saying before is that we shouldn't feel guilty if we've gained weight. We shouldn't feel guilty if we're overweight. We were designed to gain weight. We were designed to live and survive and thrive in a world full of scarcity. That means when food presented itself, we ate as much as we could. And we packed it on because we needed to make sure that we could store calories away for those rainy days that were, at that time, predictable. So our ancestors, we have inherited the genes of our ancestors that now we live in a world of caloric abundance, that anything and everything could be delivered to our houses at every street corner. So unfortunately, our design was built for another era. And now we struggle with that design in the modern world. And all a meal replacement does is take advantage of that design. It gives us the taste and texture and feel of a calorically rich meal, so it's satisfying. It gives you all the vitamins and minerals you want, does it affordably, it's just delicious. And that's why, as I read all the science before, that meal replacements are the most consistently effective science in terms of weight loss and weight management. This is not me saying that. The only reason I make a meal replacement is because that is what the science says. And if you look at the design of our meal replacement, we precisely follow the science.
It's non-GMO, it's none of the bad stuff typically that you would find in so many of the meal replacements. Every part of this formula, this recipe, these ingredients is designed to maximize the benefits. I know our time is running out. It always flies by when we're talking about secure meal replacement. Again, we encourage you to read those reviews because it's powerful, it's compelling. For those of us that are looking for the little extra nudge and the confidence boost, seeing what other people have to say really gets us there. Look, if you just want to try it, go for, I don't know, go for the 60 meal kit. Give it a go, see what you think. You're saving $32 nearly, normally $81, you're getting it for under $50. A lot of folks who buy this regularly, who come back year after year, you know, they come back to the 200 or 300 or 400 meal kit. 400 meal kit gives you 100 meals of each flavor. That way you don't need to choose. Then you can have some variety, and one day you might have chocolate, one day you'll have vanilla. You mix it up a little bit. Price is normally $512. Today it's $229.90. So you're saving more than you're spending. This is where we're getting the 50 cents a meal from, which is really incredible. If you've bought other meal replacements before, you know how expensive they can be. If you go to that smoothie shop or the juice store, or you go get shakes, you know how expensive they can be. So Andrew, the price is not the barrier. The price is as low as it can be.
Well, yeah, the price is remarkable, and I think if anyone compares this to other products or really contemplates what they're getting when they look at the vitamin mineral levels, they should be astounded that we're able to do this. And again, the reason why we can is when we do a Today Special like this, which we really only feature Secure one day a year, and this is that day. So then it's the manufacturing that allows us to do this, because each one of these 100 serving supplies is about 4 pounds, a little over 4 pounds. So when you get that 400 meal supply, you're getting something that's almost 20 pounds shipped to you. And by the way, shipped to you for free. And then also you're getting the Choco Nuvo and you're getting the Sucrese. So it's an incredible bargain, and it really is an incredible opportunity. If I could read some reviews here, yeah. I think that it hopefully instills confidence. But when you look at a product like this, it's an opportunity to do something that's entirely different from the meal replacements you typically see on the market. So as it says, best tasting meal replacement. I've been using what I thought was the best tasting meal replacement for a while now. Oh, we just read that one before. Obviously, they realized it wasn't the best tasting meal replacement anymore. Hands down, another one says a similar thing. Hands down, best meal replacement. I'm a protein shake veteran. If it's out there, I've tried it. Andrew's is the best tasting. Texture, not chalky at all. It's as smooth as silk. It's so low in calories. I even use 2 scoops at times to double the protein. It works so well with some weight management programs. I highly recommend, as well as his vitamins and Muriel's cookbooks. The best meal replacement. This meal replacement is dynamite. It is very soluble and the taste is wonderful. I mix in the blender with baby spinach, blueberries, and matcha tea. We at home often use the vanilla with our green drinks. I drink Secure in the morning and I'm satisfied until lunch. I'm tracking my calories, and the fact that this only has 63 per serving is a huge bonus. I would highly recommend. Love. This is honestly the best tasting protein shake I've ever tried. I already lost weight on my first 8 days. I'm in love. I've only tried the chocolate, but I'm sure the coffee and vanilla are just as tasty as the chocolate. They curb my appetite and satisfy my hunger. I only have one per day, but eat lightly the rest of the day. I don't eat as much in quantity as before. No complaints from me whatsoever. Best meal replacement ever. Andrew, you rock. I've been trying to eat much healthier since the beginning of the year, and the Secure meal replacements are awesome. Sometimes I only use water, but when I mix with my almond milk, it is unsurpassed. It is also very creamy and delicious. I ordered the variety pack. So far, I've only tried the vanilla, but I'm sure that the other flavors will be just as good. From Christine in Nevada. Best ever. This has got to be the best tasting meal replacement. It mixes well with juice, milk, or water. I bought vanilla and it's delicious. Next, the chocolate. Andrew Lessman is a genius when it comes to quality, taste, and value. I just copied those fast food guys. And they know what they're doing when it comes to flavor. Usually, not when it comes to health, but when it comes to flavor. Usually when something is a great value, then it's deficient in other areas. But Andrew Lessman didn't cut corners. Thank you for this great tasting meal replacement that's actually good for me. Highly recommended. From Barbara in California, we'll do one more. This is a lengthy one. Meal in a glass. So easy. Love this product. No stressing over fixing a balanced, good-for-you meal. It's all in one scoop. I like vanilla because you can add so many different flavors to it, such as fruit or even chocolate. One of my favorite things to do is to add it to my blender with my Healthy Blast for even more nutrition. 2 great products in one. Lots of fruits and veggies topped with the Secure meal replacement. How perfect is that? Thanks, Andrew. I take many of your vitamins and my body is thanking you every day. We appreciate your dedication and hard work. From Becky in Virginia.
That's wonderful. I mean, really, these are the reviews, people that are so pleased and thrilled with the results, the quality, the taste, the flavor, that they want to go online and really make sure that people know about it. They want to share the message. I always say good brands, products, and people deserve to do well. This is really all of the above and then some. I know our clock is ticking down. This is the moment to jump on in and say, I'm going to give this a go. My New Year's resolution, as they say, healthy new year, new healthy you. This is a way to really get healthy. If you are not the way that you want to be in terms of weight, if you want to lose some weight, lose some pounds, this is the way to get there quickly and easier and more easily than so many of these other crazy diets or fads that are out there. You're doing it in a healthy way, in a controlled way, in a scientifically proven way, with a recipe that is really there for maximum results and success. Andrew, you started this presentation, and with thousands of people who have ordered because it's the best pricing of the year, obviously that's a big incentive. You started this presentation by saying, yes, there's the vanity aspect of losing some weight, but to your point, it really is about getting to a weight that provides optimum and optimal overall health. And if we can do that, we're certainly doing good for ourselves.
Yes, as I tried to say before, you know, I look at if we're carrying more body fat on our body than we'd like to or than we'd ought to, it's not a vanity. I don't contemplate vanity at all in that observation. It's all about health consequences. If we want to manage our blood sugar, if we want to manage our blood pressure, if we want to support a healthy immune system, if we want to reduce our cardiovascular risk, if we want to support a healthier brain. These are all considerations that as we improve our body composition and lower our body fat, these are all things that we enjoy. So I hate to say it, the most selfish thing we can do is somehow manage to improve our body composition. So it has nothing to do with vanity. All it has to do with of reducing our disease risk for virtually every one of the critical diseases we contemplate as we reduce our body composition.
You know, you get the benefits as you reduce the body composition, as we really get to the goal weight, you start to feel the benefits all around, that general sense of well-being. And just like so many of the reviewers said, it's the flavor, it's the taste, it's no chalky aftertaste, it's everything you would want in a meal replacement. So Which are you going to choose? Do you want the pina colada? Maybe we've tempted you with the chocolate. Maybe it's that vanilla because it's so versatile. Or maybe it's going to be the coffee. If you go for the 400 meals, you're going to get 100 of each. And then you can mix it up every single day. I love the fact that, you know, so many of our reviewers have talked about maybe it's going to be with water, like I've been doing it. Maybe it's going to be with some 2%. Maybe it's going to be with whole milk. Maybe you're going to do it with almond milk or coconut milk. Andrew, there's so many different ways in which you can enjoy it.
There are so many different alternative milks out there now. And it's great with water. You can mix it with juice. You mix the vanilla with orange juice. It's incredible. It tastes like that orange thing we all know about. So it's designed to be flexible. Because it's super soluble, it will mix with any liquid and it will mix incredibly well. It will not be difficult to get it to go into full solution and dissolve completely. And the flavor is rich, so you can't fix a meal replacement that doesn't have enough flavor. One of the kind of complaints you might hear about this product is it's too rich in flavor. So that's something that it makes it more affordable. You could use less. So it's a product that's designed to deliver what you need to support your weight loss goals. The science is very clear about what makes a meal replacement great. And following the science, this really is the perfect meal replacement.
Well, with that being said, we're going to wrap up our Secure Meal Replacement Today's special for this launch presentation. We do see you there, so stay in the ordering process. I hope you'll love it. I know you will. It's 077916. I'm going to head over this way because we have a really quick mention on our other 2 today's specials. There are 3 today's specials. The first is Secure. The second is Cholesteracare. Andrew, it's been a couple of years since we've had Cholesteracare here as our best buy of the day, but a wonderful product designed to help support heart health, and of course that's by reducing our cholesterol levels.
And most folks think that the only way to lower your cholesterol is, first of all, they think that diet doesn't have any power. It has a great deal of power. But it requires willpower too, so it's not that easy. But cholesterol-lowering drugs is what we think is the only way to lower cholesterol. And there's sort of 2 classes of cholesterol-lowering drugs. The statin drugs that work in our liver by inhibiting the synthesis of cholesterol in our liver. Then there are other drugs that are like bile sequestrants that work in our digestive system that inhibit the absorption of cholesterol. So when or bile, reabsorption of bile. When you're looking at our plant sterols, this is a natural tool. Foods that naturally help to lower cholesterol contain a rich amount of plant sterols. So all Cholesteracare is that concentrated plant sterol. And the statement you see on the screen there, that it helps to lower total and LDL cholesterol, that's an approved statement. So even though it sounds like a drug or a medicine, it's not a drug or a medicine. Right. It just has this incredible property to substantially lower total and LDL cholesterol, and in doing so, that's what helps to reduce our risk of heart disease. So it works perfectly with any and all cholesterol-lowering drugs. Please show this to your doctor, work with your doctor to utilize this product. It's natural, it comes with no side effects. It's not going to interact inappropriately with anything you might be doing. So it's just a natural tool that is an ingredient that's defining of natural, healthy foods. So it's a great opportunity.
And Andrew, the pricing is sensational. The 1,000 caps, that special large size, $99.90 if you'd like to order. And then last, very quickly, Fibermucil is also a today's special at the best pricing of the year.
Right, and Fibermucil works perfectly with Cholesteracare. Cholesteracare is less than a dime a capsule. Fibermucil, I think, is less than 7 cents a capsule. So pennies a day to enjoy these incredible products that can lower your total and LDL cholesterol substantially when you use them together.
The best fiber products on the market. Andrew, that's our launch all wrapped up. We'll see you back at lunchtime.
At noon tomorrow. Sorry about the technical difficulties tonight. We'll hopefully get them fixed tomorrow.
You started a sentence and I tried my best to finish it, Andrew.
Thank you.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
Adam.
later, my friend. You're the best. Andrew Lessman, good night. Bye. Thank you for watching us. We are live on HSN and the night is still young. If you are wanting to know more about Secure Meal Replacement and our other today's specials, continue to stay with us here as we go through the night on HSN. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.
Combe Paris on HSN.
The appraised values you see at HSN are set by independent, professionally certified appraisers. They determine, as closely as possible, the approximate retail cost of replacing or recreating the item, not the possible sell or purchase price. Because subjective estimates and judgments are involved, appraisals may vary by as much as 25%. Call your customer service rep for more information.